Bron Breakker and Ludwig Kaiser, Bron did not have a good night. And Ludwig,
why do you say that? What does that mean?
Well, Ludwig worked his ass off, and he's the veteran. He was calling his thing, but Bron's in the babyface position there with Kaiser and for the Intercontinental title. And they apparently were going to have a little experiment and see if Bron could sell like a babyface, which they did the wrong kind of selling. He was trying to sell his arm, and at one point he was selling his bad arm by tucking it into his side like it was glued to him. And Bron doesn't need to sell a particular body part like the arm like this, and he wasn't very effective at it. I think Bron needs to sell impactful shit. Running into a boot in the mush or a suplex or a goddamn big bump on the floor, sell the whole body. And you can get away with selling in a babyface fashion, but especially when Ludwig is compared to Bron, big around as my little finger, it didn't come together. They went through 2 breaks. They gave him a lot of fucking time. It was a bit long and not Bron's best, and they need to tweak, how they have him sell. He has to show vulnerability, but he can't just do it like everybody else does it. And when he made the one-armed comeback, he was trying too hard to sell the arm by not using it, except then at one point, Joe Tessitore said he hasn't moved that left arm in minutes, and he immediately moved the arm. Because there's things you have to do with the arm. But he hit the Brakensteiner with one arm or whatever. But anyway, that was that. And then Cody and Owens package, just what we've talked about that they did. They had a wonderful girls match. Rhea's the #1 contender for Liv Morgan, and Rhea called Dominic a chicken tender slut. And then they put the belts on the Vikings, which was kind of surprising, but they did it in a way. It was Finn and JD defending against the War Raiders now, or was it War Machine? War Machine's what they used to be.
On the Indies, yeah.
Then they made them the Viking Raiders. Then they changed to the War Raiders. Whatever the fuck. These guys I said when I first saw them in there, I managed them years ago at an indie show. They're fucking great, especially if they can move for their size. They had good shit. But they just cartooned them up under Vince. Maybe now this is an attempt to make them a little more serious.